Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a...
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb. Ah, excellent find.
Should my story entertain you? No, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two.
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his... So where's he get his coin, then? Makes a man wonder, it does. Could be he's involved in something untoward, eh?
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble Much appreciated. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by...
Well, amazing.
For a song, it does. Precious little time.
What about you? Seems familiar.
All this worrying's giving me an achy back.
No sense straining myself. Just got to do what I can. What a pleasant breeze.
I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor.
Regarding the Queen Regent and an important personage, you mean? Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Vatali dignitary than is publicly known.
Wonder if there's any...
I swear I've not blinked once in the last hour.
Might as well hang about. Wouldn't say no to a bit of excitement.
Time to find me a mark.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
There's comfort in the humble.
Quite the predicament.
Mayhap I really would have been better off with
Quite the predicament.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure, sir. Have we some business I'm unaware of? I'll not indulge you in fruitless... I don't believe I've had the pleasure, sir. Have we some business I'm unaware of? You mean to tell me that Albert has been playing the part of a beggar? That man who would sooner starve to death than lift a finger in the pursuit of honest labor? If this is a jest, it is in very poor taste. All the same, I shall test the truth of your accusation, and who better to make it plain for us than Albert himself? I will place these clothes somewhere about the house. If he has aught to hide, his reaction when he finds them will doubtless be very telling. You may visit us again in a few days' time. Fear not. I have no intention of causing a fuss.
Always a fresh breeze blowing round here. What was it I had planned for the morrow?
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side. We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brandt.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
What rank's that fella?
Well met. How might I be of service?
I must earn. Nice to see you again.
Polish up my gear.
Gotta take opportunities as they come, I say.
There's a ladder here.
Only care I have is how to spend the day.
Ox carts.
This ox cart's bound for Mel. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due. Off we trot.
I'm done for.
Reckon you can do as you please, eh?
I'll not take that from you.
Have an early supper.
I'm in fine fettle today.
None shall harm this village while I yet stand. Upon my life, I will see this village restored. Well met. Glad to see you in good health. Seems I hear naught but grim tidings of late. If you've a quarrel, take it up with me. Well met. Glad to see you in...
No easy feat to live on a performance wage.
Dreadful road water does arrive.
Ever since the reign of Rothaeus, the founder of Vermund, the village of Melve has played an indispensable role in the defense of our kingdom against the dragon. Yet not only has the dragon been allowed to devastate the village, but in the wake of its attack, you dared to submit what are clearly false reports of having felled the beast. None save the Sovereign can fell the dragon. Perchance you mistook an overgrown wyvern for the bringer of calamity. The fault here lies with you, Ser Ulrika. You have failed in your duty as acting chief.
With all due respect, Sir Martin, our village has dispatched many of its young hands to the northern stronghold since its completion. Was it not the former consul who decreed that the stronghold should serve to defend the kingdom? With Melve, yet the stronghold has remained entirely silent to our plight. How can you say that the fault is ours to bear?
I know of no such agreement. At the very least, Queen Regent Disa has mentioned naught of the kind.
But I'm quite sure the consul...
You would dare misrepresent the words of the dead? Or do you mean to imply that the Queen Regent has spoken falsely? If so, then Melve's problems run far deeper than I had thought. 'Tis not indolence that has taken root here, but treason. The village entire will answer for this.
What? I intended nothing of the sort. Pray, let us...
Save your honeyed words, traitor! I must inform the Queen Regent of this development.
You came to see me? Forgive me, I've much to ponder. Still, how would you like to stay the night? I've yet to repay you for aught you've done for me. A small show of hospitality is surely the least I can do. 'Twas by your godly efforts that Melve escaped the worst of the dragon's assault. The people of this village are more precious to me than life itself. To lose them would have been the end of me. You have my earnest gratitude, friend. I wanted to tell you that, if naught else. Now, 'tis time we slept. There is much to be done for the village, and I shan't manage it without a good night's sleep.
Where is Ulrika? The Queen Regent has declared that Ulrika be apprehended as a traitor to the kingdom. All who seek to abet her will be tried in turn. Bring her before me at once.
Ulrika is gone.
What?
She stole away in the dead of night. Ask around. Several witnesses can confirm it. I cannot say why for certain, but I imagine she took your words to heart, Overseer. Realizing her plans for rebellion had been found out, she chose to abandon the village, for our sake.
You would have me believe that Ulrika was acting alone? That the rest of the villagers harbor no rebellious intent?
Aye, that's the long and short of it.
Very well. I shall take you at your word, sir. However, the absence of a leader will sow naught but chaos. For the time being, your village will be in our hands. If 'tis as you say, I do not expect there will be any objections.
This might be...
Ah, there you are. There's aught I would ask of you. It concerns Ulrika. You've heard she fled the village, aye? Though that is the case, she would never truly abandon it. She left the village that she might fulfill her charge, protecting Vermund against the dragon. But as for where she went, I do not know. 'Twould be unwise for me to go looking for her, lest I draw the eyes of the Overseer's troops. However, Should you happen to find her, would you tell me where she is hiding? I can only pray that she does not fall into the Queen Regent's clutches.
Same as the one afore.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
Can't afford any mistakes this time.
Welcome. Well met.
How are we to find men in the mood to stir up trouble? Well met, sir.
Not but misers and very dull.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. So the acting chief of Melv was blamed. I suspect this is some ploy of the Queen Regent and her ilk to lay claim to the village territory. However, I've heard no report of her capture as of yet. It may well be that she is safe. Perchance, she has fled somewhere outside of Deesa's reach. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Ah, yes. Regarding your pursuer from some days past. As we suspected, he was indeed an agent from Batal. When he learnt of your Majesty's escape, he began inquiring after your movements. 'Tis a glad thing we captured him before matters escalated. As to how he learned your Majesty's location with such ease, I intend to extract the answers from him anon. I shall be sure to inform you when I do. Pray, take this. 'Tis the least I can offer for your Majesty's assistance.
So the agent was of Batal, after all. 'Tis rather eerie that someone should be sent across the border to spy on you.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the Minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
I am confident we shall see this matter to a successful conclusion. 'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. Shall we make for Vernworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that you might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Pawns are forbidden from entering the castle grounds, but we may accompany you to the entrance. We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged. We're here, Master.
It seems we must part.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Suppose I ought to earn my pay.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the Minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chamber.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait. This is neither the time nor the place for it.
But not at the expense of my duty. Such why fancy a kid. Back to it, I suppose.
Only person I believe in is myself.
Our duty.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients. Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Tis uncommonly rare, this. I look forward to informing my own master of its finding when I return beyond the rift.
Sir Ludolf's lust knows no bounds. This time he's set his sights on the Watchhead's missus. Still, however pressed, no man is like to hand her his own wife, eh? The Watchhead refused, and rightly so. But his lordship doesn't take no for an answer. He employed his usual method, which is to say, he dispatched the Watchhead on a mission to slay a Dullahan. Poor old Gregor departed last night, and I'm sorry to say it, but he shan't be returning alive. That's the sort of man that noble is, you see. Naught noble about him, if you ask me. That tyrannical Sir Ludolf thinks he can do whatever he likes. And, well, mayhap he's right. He had the Watchhead himself sent off to fell a Dullahan.
Here's hoping there'll be no...
Quite the predicament.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb. We ought to put it to good use. We have what we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient. We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced. You have my...
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilt between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Phases. Now there's a...
As a reward for Your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that Your Majesty return once you've procured such attire.
I find your weary at this hour, sir. You must have quite a tale to tell. Much obliged. Look, as long as you think there is one.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Do not forget that we work to...
Methinks this will be of interest to Captain Brandt.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so afore we depart. Very well. Pray inform me when you... Is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Do not forget that we worked... There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security, so pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. Ah, there is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
It seems you must attend a palace masquerade if you were to meet the one who would falsely claim your title. 'Twould seem we even need to visit the palace. I dare not enter the palace, but I would fain escort you to the castle entrance. We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Our soldiers need better.
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
failed to find someone to buy me a
is
drink.
no less important than depth.
Dull days for us are a sign of such quietude.
You're welcome to toss a coin or two my way.
Dare I presume I've caught your eye?
Perchance you've heard. The coronation is soon to be held, it seems. The Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon, is recovered at last. No tidings could be more joyous. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again be governed by a true ruler.
Is there aught you require?
I'm in it now. Sun's getting cold.
It's to be taken care of before the day's done.
Fresh air is just what I need.
I'm ready. It is our duty to see this peace.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Days like this, I'd sooner stay out of that. I'm a man of
To
leisure.
soothe the spirit, this. It can get very dull.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
All my peers seem silent.
The best of us.
It is our duty to see this peace protected.
We shall await you here, Master.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm quite
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Review my affairs.
I've been on my feet. Couldn't hurt to put my feet for a moment. Such quietude is a blessing. Court full of nobles, not one noble heart.
I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled for today.
Such quietude.
I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled for today.
This is quite back to it, I suppose.
Won't someone do aught about this?
What a racket.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance?
Always a pleasure.
You seem in fine spirits.
It's a thankless job, this.
Seems my feet always lead me.
Let's take it easy today.
I can feel it.
Ox carts don't travel at night anymore. Didn't you know that? Monsters are apt to grow bold with the sun setting, you see. It would be the height of madness to take one's cart out after dark, particularly when 'tis loaded up with goods. Should you require a cart services, you'd best wait for the morn, methinks.
Let's take it easy today.
Heavens, no!
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
What brings you here?
I'm not taking any passengers just now, sir.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Well met, sir.
Couldn't hurt. Try all I might.
Can't work as late as I used to.
Quite the predicament. Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very moment.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients. No harm in picking a few.
Busy with their own affairs, I see.
Good to see you. Those garments you gave me had a marked effect. Albert set off to work the moment he saw them, and he's been working steadily e'er since. I ne'er thought I'd see the day. To be frank, I've not the slightest interest in the man, but he can surely benefit this city much more by performing an honest duty than by begging on the streets. In short, you've done us all a service. Pray, Allow me to show my appreciation.
This development differs greatly from any in my recollection. Truly?
Quite the predicament.
Time to find me a bar. Bedrolls. And I shan't resist.
The same order seems familiar. That's how I like it.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to... assist you. Do come again.
Come take a look. You'll be glad you did. Always a pleasure.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
Well met. You are come to... You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to...
We must rest. Though the sun... I return safe and sound, and I dare say wiser for my travels. I feel refreshed and ready for a new day. Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested.